citywide, where citizens can actually get discounts and reward points for doing more recycling in their community. When I came into office, we had an abysmal recycling rate of about 6%. We now stand presently at 18.5% and growing. Working with our Philadelphia City Council, of which I'm a former member of 14.5 years, we've developed new laws that will require LEED Silver levels of energy efficiency for any new large construction projects done by the City of Philadelphia. And a second new law requires cool roof technology on any new construction or additions to buildings throughout our great city. And finally, let me mention something you'll hear a lot more about tomorrow, the Green City Clean Water Program. That will be the subject of a panel discussion, as I mentioned, but it's our 20-year plan to spend $1.6 billion to capture the stormwater and sewage overflow that occurs during moderate to heavy rainstorms in our city. 60% of our land is served by combined sewer systems throughout our city. I kind of mentioned to you that we have a pretty old city. Instead of using giant pipes and tanks, this program will use green space, tree trenches, rain gardens, green roofs, pervious services, rain barrels that we give out to citizens, and many other tools. These solutions will not only create green jobs, but they protect and respect the environment. With our sustainability plan in hand last April, of course, as they say, timing is everything. And so when President Obama pushed through the Recovery Act, we were perfectly positioned to take advantage of many of the opportunities that were to come out of economic recovery. Working with the Energy Coordinating Agency, the City of Philadelphia has received $30 million in weatherization funds. That will allow us to virtually double the amount of weatherization activity in our city. We've increased the number of minority, female, and disadvantaged businesses doing business in the weatherization area, but we've also created new job opportunities for either low-skilled workers or ex-offenders. Part of our major public safety program in Philadelphia is not just what the Philadelphia Police Department does, but also what we do in our reentry services for ex-offenders. Putting people back to work is the best public safety program you're ever going to have anywhere in the United States. Using these funds, and I share the concern that Ron had expressed earlier, making sure that the federal government continues to support these kinds of programs, not just through ARRA, which will go away, but through the federal budgeting process, we expect to retrofit 100,000 homes in Philadelphia by 2015. Thank you. One more example. When we received our $14 million Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant, we understood that we needed to be creative and innovative in using those dollars as well. And so we've created a couple of financing mechanisms, rebate programs, but also loan funds, because many businesses seeking to become energy efficient could not get the financing. Notwithstanding the federal government support for the banking industry, miraculously or incredibly rather, many of the banks still won't provide funding to businesses that want to grow or make themselves more energy efficient, even when those energy efficiencies will pay back dividends for many, many years to come. Here in Philadelphia, though, we're helping businesses, some like a little business, it's a cafe that is expanding into a new location in Girard Avenue in Philadelphia. We're going to help them make that transformation and install a new energy efficiency lighting system that will not require them to change one of their bulbs for 10 years, create 6 new jobs, and bring a new business to an area only through using these dollars in creative ways. Let me lastly talk about our Clean Energy Campus down at the Navy Yard. The Navy Yard in Philadelphia is approximately the same size as Center City. It's what I often refer to as Center City South. There's actually, those of you, if you've been to Philadelphia or seen one of our icons, it's Tasty Cake. They're having their grand opening actually this morning. I did a video because I knew I was going to be here. Tasty Cake moved to the Navy Yard so they could create on one level from one entry point at their building where product comes in and a conveying operation all the way in a straight line to when it gets loaded on a truck to take it out. They moved there specifically to build a green facility so that they could reduce their energy costs. They opened their new facility just today. As was mentioned earlier, Heliosphere, $500 million investment in solar thin film technology, 400 new jobs coming to the Navy Yard, and numerous other businesses and operations looking to relocate to Philadelphia. I know there's a TV program, and some days it is and some days it's not, but the program says it's always sunny in Philadelphia, and that helps us with our ability to be a great solar city. I look to the leadership of our Sustainability Office, the Sustainable Business Network of Greater Philadelphia, the Living Cities Foundation, and many other partners. City governments cannot accomplish these goals by ourselves. We can't do everything. It's just not possible. And so private-public partnerships, working with the for-profit sector and the nonprofit sector, is what will lead us into a great future. These are serious issues. Sustainability is here to stay, and creating good jobs is what this country should be all about. Thank you very much.